Yo, what's up? It's Charm LaDonna, and I'm in the studio with Miss Miami Tip. How you feeling?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just gonna start off by saying that I'm just super excited to be next to a woman because I've been interviewing mad dudes. 'Cause, you know, our industry it's male driven. You know, yeah, for sure. So, let's start off by just saying that. I know you have a project.
Yes.
Right.
The Transition.
The Transition. Can we talk a little about that? And let's start with why you named it The Transition.
My project is called The Transition because, you know, I'm known for being the top world famous tip drill in the exotic entertainment industry. And it's my transition into becoming an artist. Also from becoming a regular street woman to a businesswoman. That's another transition I'm going through. The transition is just a lot of things. Just me growing up,
right.
You know, from a child to a woman, from a dancer to, you know, a business.
Right. So let's go back then. So, known as a dancer, right? What made you go, okay, I want to rap or I want to be in the music industry in that way?
Well, naturally, I'm an entertainer. Like, I get in front of a crowd and it's just like, that's me. I grew up around music. My dad was a producer for like EPMD, Keith Murray, that type, Mr. Cheeks. I grew up in the studio. I didn't, you know, my passion was to do music, but I grew up writing poems. And then I had a tragic accident at King of Diamonds where I fell, and I was like 5 minutes from death. And when let me stop you there. Let me stop you there.
You fell, right? Which was everywhere. And people were like, yo, she's not, it's just a hit, it's a rap. How did you even come out of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was...
Well, I like to put that as, it was a blessing in disguise. Like, that was meant to happen. It was supposed to happen the way it happened. The way my life was at that time, I was just crazy, wild, you know, sex, drugs, money, fame. It was just crazy.
Yeah, no,
so
for sure, I get you.
I think, you know, the fall happened to slow me down and for me to really figure out what plan B was in my life. What was my passion? What did I want to do? You know, I don't want to be 30 still in a strip club. So
I get you.
It took me a couple of years to like figure it out. I knew I wanted to do music. I was already kind of doing it, but after starting music, you realize what it comes with after that, and it's like in my mind, it's like, is this really what I want to do? And I just said yeah, and I went for it.
Are you still in the club now?
No, I don't.
You done?
You know what? I go in and out when I need some studio money. You know,
I get you.
I'm there.
So you pretty much support yourself then,
right? Everything's independent. Everything I pay for. Nobody helps me. There's no investor. There's no cosign, there's no nothing. Everything is all me.
Do you find, like, say for instance, if you were to go back into the club, and because of course the strip club has a lot of traffic, right? A lot of industry dudes. Do you feel like being in there kind of takes away from like your artistry? Like, will they not take you seriously if they see you in a strip club? You know,
I like to stay away from like King of Diamonds and the big clubs on the big nights.
Okay.
A lot of times, if it's a big night, I'll probably not work. And even if I did, they can't do nothing but respect my hustle. Like, a lot of these guys was out there selling drugs, robbing people. They was on the block, you know what I'm saying? So it's no different. Like, who's gonna support my music? Just like who was gonna support their music? Who was gonna pay for their music if they wasn't on the block? So it's like, I gotta do this until the right person gives me some money.
No, I feel it. I feel it for sure. So with this, I know you. First of all, I know you had like 1 million views, right, on something. Like,
on Low Key, my video.
How was that for you? Like, is that when you saw that, were you like, oh shit?
Nah, it's just cool. Now I'm ready for the next one to hit 2 million.
Right.
It was cool. I don't get like I don't even pay it any attention. I just keep going. Like,
Do you get like we're social media heavy? This is a generation of social media. Do you find that like the trolls be lurking you? Because I was on your social media and I'm like, yo, they on everything you do, they own it.
You know what? Like World Star and Baller Alert, those things, I get a lot of hate. But it's natural. That's what those people are there for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't read the comments. I might read 1 or 2, or somebody might call me like, did you read this? And it's funny to me. Like, I already know what they're gonna say, and it's not like I'm extra feminine where I'm like all into what people have to say. Like, I really don't care. I paid to put the shit up there, so it's like I already know what it comes with.
Yeah, no, I get you. Do you, outside of this project, I know are you working on new music? Like,
Definitely. We're working on the next mixtape, and I want to have that done by my birthday, which is December 30th. Like, I just keep going, keep, you know, to put something out, keep moving. Like, don't really dwell on one thing for too long.
I mean, talking to you right now, like, and even, like, I mean, you, for this interview, you're on time. You punctual. I mean, the studio's nice. I'm telling you, I've been to some settings where I'm like, these niggas, what? Like, you know what I mean? But we get it done. So, honestly, I commend you, first of all.
Thank you.
For everything you're doing and not letting your past judge what you're doing now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, that's dope in itself.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a time, I don't know, be it recent or before, where you were just like, I'm done? Was it the accident that kind of, I mean, I know you talked briefly about that.
Done with what?
Like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like,
music?
Yeah.
Every day I quit. I quit every day. Every day I quit. You know, I love it. Like, my life won't be right if I'm not in the studio or calling Freddie or Drizzle. Like, look, we gotta do this. Let's do this. Let's get this going. Like, my day doesn't function without the music.
Do you feel like there's a category for, like, let's say exotic dancers turned rappers? Because right now there's a
lot of them, but I was really like the first one really doing it, and I feel like I'm the only one with actual quality work, and I'm the only one that's not using my sex appeal and the fact that I'm known for being a dancer to help my music grow. Like, you know, I'm not twerking to my own music on Instagram. I'm not dancing sexy on Instagram to my own music. You know, like, it's easy to do that, but it's bad enough that I do still have to, you know, hit the trap some days and people are confused. So it's like I try to, as much as I can avoid it, I do. And I think that's what separates me from a lot of the other stripper turned rappers. The quality of the music. Like, they're not getting their stuff mixed, or, you know what I'm saying, they don't have the right lineup, they don't have the right team behind them, and then they're just using the sex appeal. So really, they're still confusing people. Like, it's like, what are you trying to do? Got it, I get you. Do you feel like, I mean, are you doing shows? Yes.
You've already started doing shows, and are you, I mean, we're in Miami right now, but, like, do you feel like your fan base is Miami? Like, who? My fan base, I have a lot of hometown love, like, more than the average person, which is a blessing in itself. I get love a lot of places though, like the countries, like Tallahassee, Tampa, Maryland, DC. I get love in DC, Atlanta. I have love in a lot of places. Your transition project, how long did that take for you to put together? Yeah, how long did that take? That project right there took me 4 years. 4 years? That's my first project. That's my baby. Like, okay. So why 4 years though? It took me 4 years. I could have put out 50 mixtapes. Right. In 4 years. But my thing is, I want it to be quality. I'm not trying to put out 50 mixtapes just to say that Tip put out 50 mixtapes. Like, you're not a rapper unless you got fit. Why do you only have one mixtape? Because my shit is quality. Every record on my mixtape is a radio record. It's all hits. They're all produced by big people. I have big features. You know what I'm saying? I wanted, my first time coming out, I wanted it, you know, I wanted it to make noise. I wanted everyone to be like, well, damn, she really does have something here. So that's why it took me 4 years. I know you had a feature with Fetty Wap, right? How was that? Were you guys like in the studio? Yep. How was that process? It was easy. We had a mutual friend. He was like, you should get Fetty Wap on it. The record without Fetty Wap is a hit. Right. I wanted it to be a little bigger, so I was looking for a feature. It was supposed to be Ross, but then he had got into something and couldn't do it, so we had to find someone else. Me and Fetty Wap had a mutual friend. And he was like, I think you should put Fetty Wap on there because there's a lot of melodies and, you know, he's melodic over there. So I'm like, all right. We called Fetty Wap. That was Tuesday. We called Fetty Wap. He had a show in Memphis on Saturday. I flew to Memphis. We went to the studio in Memphis. He knocked it out in like 30 minutes. He heard the song in the car. He was already like like vibing. When we got to the studio, it took him 30 minutes. He did it. We left. We went to the show. And that was it. You got it. Yep. I'm with it, man. But to get the video done, I had to stalk this guy for like 3 days. I had to sleep outside everywhere he was at. Like, listen, let's just do this, please. I slept with my makeup on. I never sleep with makeup on. Like, I'm a big critic on that. Like, I don't like
my face. But I slept with my makeup on, my hair like I was like, we gotta get. I just need you for 15 minutes. I just need you in the video 15 minutes. And like every day he was like, okay, we're gonna do it this day. But then he had photo shoots and all type of other things coming up. I went everywhere. I was at the photo shoots. I was at the hotel sleeping outside. Like I was everywhere.
Right. Do you feel like, because in, like you said, you're super popular and known in, you know, the exotic world, do you feel like this start is almost like a start over for you?
Definitely is. But I love it though.
Okay.
I love it. Like I didn't go into dancing with the goal of being the top dancer. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my goal. I don't want to be like, now girls say I want to be like Tip Drill.
Really?
I didn't have that, and I didn't go into it with that. I was just myself. Went on stage. I'm a performer. I love people. Everything I did was different. Nobody was doing a pole. I was doing a pole. They had the let me see your grill song. I was wearing grills. You know, I really knew how to dance, so it was like I was different. Same thing with music. I don't go in. I'm not going into it as I want to be the top female artist, you know what I'm saying? But all these connects and the fact that I gave everyone good positive energy from my past life, it's helping me out, and like things are being thrown at me. Like I don't go out there looking for a lot of for no opportunities. Things just come my way, so it's like it's meant to be.
Right. If you say if a young girl came up to you and she was like, yo, I want to be, you know, an exotic dancer, stripper, but I want to do music too, like what advice would you give her?
First I would ask, why do you want to do both? I think you should pick one, but no. As far as being a dancer, I feel like I would just tell, if your head is not strong, don't go into it. Just don't go into it without a goal. Like have a goal, have something you're trying to do, because it's so easy to get caught up in that lifestyle. Like I was caught up. I was making 10,000 in one night, blowing 9,000 the next day. You know what I'm saying? When I fell, I didn't have too much money to. I probably had $10,000 in my name, but I'm someone who's making like 30 grand a week. It was supposed to be more than that, you know what I'm saying? But I was caught up. Like it was a fast lifestyle. I could do what I want. Basically, I was like a celebrity already. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say have a goal, know what you're doing, what you're trying to get out of it, because shit doesn't last always. And like, who would expect me to fall? You know what I'm saying? I was the best.
Yeah.
And my whole life changed in 2 seconds, you know? So I would just say have a goal, know what you're going to do. If you have to do it, like don't do it because that's what I was going to say. It's not for everybody. It's not easy. It's not just about you having breasts and ass and getting all this shit done and thinking you're going to make all the money. It's not that. It's a mental thing. Like you got to know how to lock your emotions down, be cold-hearted. You got to be able to let these men touch you, you know what I'm saying, in certain ways, but you have to know how to block it out, and kind of like it's harder than what it looks. Well,
when you first got into it, did you even think it was something you could even, like, did you know what you were getting? Yeah.
I loved it. I still love it. Okay. I don't have to do what a lot of other girls do. Like me, I could just go on stage and I'm good.
And you good, right?
But I hustle though. I go to work. I can make 5,000 one night. I'm going to work the next day at 8 o'clock, and I'm dancing. Where you have like some girls that only want to do features, and they don't want to give dances. They just want to go on stage. They get paid to go on stage, make their little bit. I hustle. Like I grind. I work the whole night. When I first got into it, I knew what I was getting into. But I never got disrespected, like, to where men don't touch me like that. I don't do back rooms. Never got asked back rooms.
Yeah, I get you.
I never had that side of it happen to me.
Maybe that's why you're getting the respect you're getting from the music side, right?
Right. Because I don't have no bad, nothing bad for anybody to say about me as far as being a dancer.
So you're taking that and transitioning it into music wholeheartedly, full-time music. That's where you want to go. You want to be a performer. If you in 5 years, where do you see yourself?
With a TV show, like a real talk show, talking that real. Probably in movies. I'm a great actress. Like I'm just an all-around entertainer. I don't think people know that, because people classify exotic dancers, if they were, as that's what you are. You got booty, you got breasts, that's what she is. Oh, you're a sex figure. Right. So they don't know that that you want to act and you're an aspiring actress. They don't know that you're really in the studio doing your music and writing your songs. They don't know that you're really investing in yourself. Right. That's why I feel like this platform is great. We get to see that side. Right. Which is true. They don't know.
Right? How, like, give me a day in the life of. So, like, how long do you stay in the studio? Like, what's your normal
I'm usually here for 12 hours. If I come, I do my 12-hour blocks. They might, you know, go over a little bit, but I'm usually here for 12 hours.
Yeah, and then what do you do outside of this?
Outside of, well, I'm a mom, so, and I'm a football mom. Like
You're a football mom?
Football, everyday practice, like. Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
How old is he?
My son is 11. He'll be 12 on September 11th.
Yay, I love that. Yeah. I love that. So full-time mom, full-time artist, I'm with it. Just so you guys know, we crashed her session. So I'm trying to move fast in this interview, like, you know what I mean? She got stuff to do. But thanks for having us. I
appreciate you guys.
I mean, this is awesome. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miami Tip. Shout out to My Mixtapes, and y'all be on the lookout for my next project. And right now we got the transition. You can get it on iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, everywhere music is at. And follow me on Instagram at Miami Tip.
Boom.